How's it going, everybody? It's Chris here with Thriving and Vibing. So today you're gonna be like, Chris, what are you doing with like some weird, you know, pin and some weird tubing, right?
What is that thing?
So this is my, beach setup. This is my sand spike. It breaks down, collapses down into a small little profile that you can go ahead and either put in a bag. If you're gonna check it, you can molly it to the side of your bag or put it in your carry-on. So that's what I do. I've done it both ways. Haven't had an issue. It's right at 22 inches, which I fly American a lot of the time. And I know at least for them, 22 inches is like the max length for your carry-on. So that's why I made it to that. You can make it shorter, you can make it longer. If you don't even want this bottom piece, you don't have to use it. I think the first time I took it out, before I cut a little bit of the tip off, to make it easier to put down, it was just that flat piece, and it wasn't ideal to put into the sand. I'll just say that. It was a little rough, and there were people kind of looking at me like, what is this dude doing?
That's a strange little man.
After that, I made it a little bit more sharp. Haven't had any issues with the airport, thank God.
This is the TSA.
But yeah, so this first piece, it's just 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch PVC. As you can see, that's the piece that sticks into the ground. Next, I have this pin. It's stainless steel, so it doesn't rust. That's super important because I like to fish in saltwater. I just went ahead and drilled a hole through this this larger piece. It's 1.25 inches. That's the biggest piece. It has plenty enough room to set your rod in, and that's actually the top piece. But I went ahead and drilled that in, and then I just flip it. That way it's a smaller, a shorter length. So you just pull this pin out. It's a little tight, and then you can slide this out. And really, as it sits, I go ahead and flip it upside down so you have that hole, and then they just line up and you put that pin in it. So you're able to set your rod in this. But before we get to that, I just have a small reducer or a coupling that I go ahead and I push this inch PVC, that's this middle piece, into the 1 to 3/4 inch coupling. And then that's all I do. I just, boom, put it in, give it a couple turns. It is a little difficult to get out, especially if you catch some fish. That day, you kind of got to bend it back and forth and then twist it to pop it out. But again, like you said, like y'all saw, it was already undone. So it's not impossible, but it does get a little difficult sometimes. But as you can see, at this point, we are 22 inches plus 22 inches. We're at 44 inches, right? And then if you want to take this top piece, some rods you may be able to get inside this, but for me, some of my rods, well, I'll just be honest, a lot of my rods don't go into it very well. So that's why I got this 1.25 inch piece of PVC. It just goes on. I just line these holes up, and then I drop this pin in there. You'll see it a lot on like trailers and stuff like that. It's stainless steel, so I just drop it in, and just like that, voila, I lock it, and then that's all you need. So you can grab your rod. There's a review on it, the 7'2" KastKing Blackhawk 2 series telescoping reel. Watch that video, it's out. But yeah, you just set it in there. You get a good bite on the rod. I've never had any issues with it pulling the rod out. I mean, I would say you got probably 7-8 inches in there.
It's above average.
But yeah, super simple, super simple, easy to make. I think everything, especially if you want to make a handful of them. I got a bunch of friends that go out with me and fish with me, and we all, I'm the fisherman of the group, or I'm the guy that likes to fish out of the group, right? May not be a fisherman, but I fish. So I bear the responsibility of providing, I got a handful of just cheap setups, cheap surf rods, cheap reels for the surf rods, bass setups, lake setups, whatever you want to call it for them. If you are like me and have to always give out your equipment, you can make these cheap by just buying, the big sticks of PVC, and you can make probably a dozen of them. Or if you don't have a truck or you just need it one and you don't mind paying a little bit more, I think each one of these sticks comes in like 2 feet, and I think they're like $7 or something like that. A little bit more expensive proportional wise, but you can make 2 out of them, right? Because you only need 22-inch sections. So keep that in mind. You can get one of the 2-inch sticks of the 1.25 inch. And it will, you'll have enough for more than that. I don't know why I said that. All of them, you just need one. You can make 2, but you'll have a lot of this 1.25 inch left over. So just be mindful of that. Cut everything in half, then cut 1 inch off of them. And you'll have this setup. So again, we start at the top. This is the 1.25 inch PVC. Drill a hole going towards the 1 inch PVC right here. And then you need a inch to 3/4 inch coupling, and then you need your actual like sand spike portion of it, which is going to be that 3/4 inch PVC. I will say go ahead and cut a bevel, bevel the end of it to make it easier on yourself, because I learned the hard way and I'm over there trying to like screw PVC into the sand. It's doable, but it's not that easy, especially because I didn't take a hammer or like a rubber mallet, which I 100% should have. Don't be like me and forget it. It makes your life way easier whenever you get to the beach and you're setting everything up. But putting that bevel in it, it really makes everything easier. So that's how you make it. Again, you'll be in, maybe $12-15 for one of these. And maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes of your time to actually make it, and you can travel with it. Everything breaks down super easy. All you do is just pull this pin, flip it, slide it down, line up your holes. What? Just like that. Put your pin back in. Sometimes it's not as easy as I say it is, right? There we go. Put the pin back through and then pull that out of your coupling, and then boom. I like to put this inside of the actual, clip keeper, pin lock, whatever you want to call it. I like to just slide it in that. And then literally I use these little ball bungees. Super cheap. You can get them at Harbor Freight. You can get them on Amazon. But I just wrap it around and either molly it to the bag or put it through the molly on the bag. Or I like to put it on my travel rod case. I use this kind of like little bungee that I got from Home Depot. Or not bungee, it's like a malleable tie, like rubber tie. And then I just put that together. Use 2 of the these little ball bungees, and then as insurance I use that little yellow dangly rubberized cable bendy thing. I've done that setup. I've flown with that setup a handful of times, probably 4 or 5 times. Never any issues, no complaints. No one's ever been like, whoa, what is that? I just check it just to make my life easier, because I carry another bag full of fishing stuff. But yeah, super easy. You can do it. If I did it, 100% you can do it. I'm no engineer. I'm not the smartest person on the earth. I just try to work with what I got. So go ahead, give it a try. Let me know how it works. Fly out, try new things, go to new places, and fish while you're doing it. Stay tuned for the next episode.